everybody. Welcome to another episode of EB Morelia. So what do I have right here? This is a Sri Lankan python. Sri Lankan pythons. I guess basically nowadays they sort of have moved them as like a locality of the Indian python, which is pretty much lost in the hobby. And I'm just super stoked to have this guy. You know, one of the things is their peach head. Really cool snake. Now, for those of you who may know, from Morelia Python Radio, I have a huge soft spot for berms. And to be working with one of these is pretty awesome. Very rare in captivity to find these guys. So I only have a male. I don't have a pair, so maybe one day I'll be able to track down a female and have a pair. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying this guy. I guess it's like a lighter version of a berm with the pattern's a little bit different, but very similar to what you see with a berm. And I just wanted to do this quick video to show you. Keep getting closer and closer to my goal of trying to work with as many python species as I can. I guess over the when I was young, that was a goal of mine, was to keep and breed all the different species of pythons, and guys like Tom Keoghan, Ryan Young, those guys who work with a ton of different species of pythons have always inspired me. And I think what I've learned with just working with, currently I have 31 species of python. I don't know, I find myself paying attention more to the snake and less to the drama or Facebook or any of that other stuff. I mean, when you just have a snake as beautiful as this one, just in its natural state, it just blows my mind. So I've been wanting to try to get that collection together. And the more and more that I'm doing this, the more and more I'm just wanting to really just hone that in, and over the next couple years really just kind of develop the collection that way. For a long time it was all about carpet morphs and everything like that, and as much as I love carpet morphs, there is a little more that I found to the hobby than just that. I hope that one day I can be successful breeding all these different species. And just, the one thing that really struck a chord with me is, when you're trying to find this type of stuff or these species that were once readily available in captivity and now are not, it kind of disappoints me a little bit, because someone like me who's looking for this or wants to work with this isn't able to, and it's kind of lost. So, some of the species that I'm working with, like, ring pythons are another example, and one day I'll get a video on those guys. But there's only a few people that work with them in the States, and at one time I remember going to reptile shows, and ring pythons were maybe $125. Now you're lucky if you can get them for less than $800. If you even see them, there's only a handful of people that breed them, and don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing any one thing or the other, but it's just, I just want to be able to leave some of these species to the next generation of herpers that are coming up, so that they can appreciate just the natural beauty of these pythons. And hopefully, hopefully I can do that, or be a part of it. at least. You know, a lot of the species, you can't really import anymore. You know, anything from Australia you can't import, and you know, who knows? Papua New Guinea might be not far behind. You know, you can't get Angolan pythons in anymore. You can't get Burmese or retics. So, like, you know, everybody's crossing, you know, retics would be another example. Everybody's crossing them over, and, you know, to find pure locality retics, or, you know, pure dwarfs or super dwarfs, or even just pure mainland retics is really hard. It's there's only a few guys out there that I know of that are working with them, and you know, I was talking to Garrett Hartel of Reach Out Reptiles earlier about you know, some of the clutches that he has as far as that goes, and you know, I think that we were kind of both in agreement that, you know, because you can't get these species in anymore, somebody's got to preserve it, you know. And Garrett was saying that he uses them more as like for outcrossing, but you know, I just don't want to lose that species in the hobby. And if somebody wants to work with it, they can. So that's kind of where my focus has been, and you know, I just figured I'd take this guy out, show him off a little bit, and yeah. So Sri Lankan Python. So there you go. And one other thing, they have a so they have a habit of, or I should say, a reputation of being aggressive. But as you can see, you know, he's pretty chill. He hasn't hissed or tried to bite or anything like that, you know. So I don't know. Very cool. Very, very cool species. I'll put a picture of him in the right here. And but anyway, like I said, just wanted to do a quick video for today of another species of python that I work with. So, yep, Sri Lankan python, awesome stuff. Thanks for watching.